that we got our offer accepted.
Woohoo!
Nice. Next comes the inspection.
Inspection time.
What did we learn with the inspection?
Okay. So what an inspection is they're basically looking to see if everything's working in your home. But before they can come over and figure out all of those good things, you got to find an inspector.
Right.
So you're going to talk to your realtor. A lot of times they have a relationship with certain companies that they've had good results from, and see if they have an inspector that they would recommend. Once they recommend someone, obviously, look at the reviews.
Right.
Go through the good, the bad, the ugly, okay?
Mm-hmm.
If you have some friends or family that also have had a house that they had gotten inspected, do the same thing. Look through the reviews, and then decide which ones you're leaning toward. And then when you call them, you gotta know a couple of things. How soon could they get to their home? Let's say you're on a timeline. You have a certain amount of days when you buy a house to get your inspection done.
Yep.
So how soon could they get to their home? You want to find out, do they give you a report? Not all places might give you a report. So find out, are they going to send you an electronic report or a paper copy? Things like that. And then it says you're referred, see if they have any discounts. I'm all about discounts. I love discounts, don't I, honey? Yep. I love discounts. So find out about that too. So once you find the inspector that you're going to go with, they made a time, you want to show up at that appointment. Don't just let them go in and just do their thing.
Right.
Go in, ask questions. If you see like something weird on the wall, ask about it.
Yeah, there aren't any stupid questions.
There's no stupid
So ask
questions.
whatever. If you have an issue with something that you don't understand, make sure you understand it, and they're there to help.
Yes.
I mean, they actually are working for you at that
Essentially.
3 or 4 hours that they're going to be there.
Yep, exactly. So they'll walk you through like looking at the HVAC, the furnace. They'll make sure all the lights are working. They'll check to see if there's any cracks or anything. But remember, they're inspectors. They're not going to go into fine detail.
Right.
So you still have to do your due diligence and research things as well.
And when they go through things, especially what you want to look for is the HVAC system, especially the furnace, because their furnace has a filter. And so if you can ask the person, the inspector, to show you where the furnace is, and then show you how to take the filter out, because you're going to have to do that as a homeowner.
Yep.
So find out where that is. Make sure you know where the water heater is. Make sure you know where the circuit breakers are.
Yep.
Make sure you know where the water shutoff valve is. That shuts off all the water coming into your house in case there is a plumbing issue. So you want to know where all that stuff is.
Yep. Because they went through many houses, and they probably went through houses in your neighborhood, so they'll know the lay of the land. Because you probably only went to the house the one time and then you loved the house, but they know about those kind of things.
They know what to look for and where to find it.
Exactly.
And so as a homeowner, you're going to have to know where these things are, because we're going to have to go back to them. And we'll get into that other maintenance stuff in other videos, but know where this stuff is. And it's important to be able to access the inspection report, because I can't tell you how many times since we moved in, I went back to the inspection report to see where something was that I didn't remember.
Right.
So you want to make sure you can access that too.
Yeah, you want people to, it needs to be detailed enough that, like for us, we use LensPro, and they literally do pictures.
Everything.
And like super detailed.
Everything was right in there.
Yeah, everything was right there. And then they even give us their information if we had questions about something. So I think having access to that is important, because that's how you're going to decide, like, are you going to go back on your offer and decrease some of that amount that you offered based on the inspection, or are you going to be still comfortable with your offer? Because just because your offer is accepted doesn't mean completely everything is done. When you do that inspection, you're going to find out all the gritty stuff.
Right. So if there is something on there, so for example, we'll give an example of what happened to us. Remember the water heater? Yeah. There's a water heater, it's about 20 years old, and the inspector told us that water heaters last about 20 years.
Yeah, he said about 15 to 20.
15 to 20, yeah. So it was at the top of its lifespan. So we asked for that to be replaced. We didn't buy the house, but they agreed to replace it.
Yep.
So ask for what you want replaced. Make sure you go through the house, know where your things are, and just have fun with it.
Yeah, exactly. And then when you get your report back, go through it. It might be 15 pages. That's okay. Just go through each page and make sure that if you have a question, you call them back and ask them. what is
Right.
this?
They're
Or
pretty
what does
detailed.
this mean?
They're pretty detailed with
Yeah.
their explanations on things, and just know that when they do the inspections, they like Keisha said, they don't go deep into
Right.
things. They're going to make sure your lights work. And if the light doesn't work, they'll turn it on at the wall, so they'll flip the switch. If it comes on, they'll say it comes on, it works.
Yes.
If it doesn't come on, they'll say it could be a blown bulb, it could be electrical issues. They don't go deeper than that.
Right.
So just make sure that you read the inspection and know that if something like that happens, you might just be dealing with a bulb. But we've had to hire contractors to come
Yeah.
in to look at things because we didn't know what was wrong with it.
Right, just to make sure, because this is a huge purchase.
It's-
So if you have to pay somebody $50 to come in and check the electric, pay them $50 to check the electric
Yeah.
during that inspection due diligence period.
We had one house. We went through a whole so many houses. We had one house where the inspector said there was an issue with the foundation, and they don't know exactly what it is. So we had to hire somebody to come in and tell us what was wrong with the foundation. And they were saying, we didn't buy the house. Put it that way.
Yeah. The engineer said, I mean, he didn't give us opinion. He just told us what was going on and
Right.
about how much it probably would go
Right.
for.
So we didn't.
So we
get
didn't
it.
end up getting that.
So
house.
just make sure the house is in good shape and know what you're getting into.
Yep, that's the biggest part.